Good evening to the listeners and welcome to this week in interview with your host, Anthony Drago. I hope you're having a wonderful week so far. And I hope this week continues to be that. I'm in New York City and we are going through a heat wave. But keep cool in your mind. But so my regular listeners, I want to say good night. It's always a pleasure to have you. And I always am grateful that you make this week in interview part of your weekly schedule, despite everything else that may be competing for your attention. This week in interview is part of your schedule, so thank you for that. And for the newcomers, if tonight is the first time that you're hearing this week in interview, welcome. I hope you will become a regular listener because you like what you hear on this week in interview. And of course, I always invite you to invite somebody, share the link, invite somebody to listen with us. We seem to be stuck around that between 5,000 and 7,000 people see this week in interview on a 7-day. When I get my 7-day report from Facebook, it's a low of 5, a high of like 72. Last season, we broke a few records. When Dr. Andre was with us, we hit 23,000. We would like to see it climb. So invite folks because we do have really good conversations on this week in interview. And tonight is no exception. Tonight I have two stalwarts with me. Both of them have been on the program before. Giftus John is a regular on this week in interview, and I've had Shirley Allen on before. But this time is the first time that they're on representing Dominica Arts and Literary Association. And so they've just released a book of poems called Embracing Our Ancestry. It's already available on Amazon, and they will tell us where else it's available. They will tell us about DALA and what DALA is about. And so I think we're going to have a very interesting and engaging conversation tonight. I look forward to really sharing with them, Giftus John and Shirley Allen. Those of you who are joining us on the Nature Isle of Dominica on RVR Jamz on DigiPlay channel 59, I want to say a warm welcome to you as well. Thank you to the management of RVR Jamz for collaborating with us and streaming this week in interview live for folks back home to be able to see. Before I go much further, I also want to reach out and send some hugs and warm wishes and comfort to one of our family members, Novelist with Island Therapy on a Saturday. His dad is not doing well, so I wish him a speedy recovery and the best of outcomes. Just wanted to point that out. You are in our thoughts. When any one of our family is not doing 100%, none of us do 100%. So Novelist, wish you strength, man. Hold on. So with that, I'm going to take the usual break we take at the start of the show and play the CARICOM anthem. And when we come back, I'm going to be joined by Giftus John and Shirley Allen. And they're going to talk to us about the newly released book of poems. It's an anthology. It's a collaboration of several poets from Dominica. And we are going to have a conversation with them. But let's listen to Mikel do the CARICOM anthem, and we'll be right back.
From many distant lands, our forefathers came, some seeking adventure, some bound in chains. Through battles waged and fought, through victory and pain, by test of their courage, our freedom was gained. In homage to those gone before us, the heroes of lands in the sun, we vow to on building one Caribbean. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for Caracom. Though great and diverse be our ethnicities, the bonds that unite us are stronger than these. We dine, we pray, we love, we dance and we play. We relate to each other the West Indian way. Today as a people united, determined and steadfast we stand. We look to a brand new horizon, the future now firmly in our hands. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for Caracom. Hele, hele, bravo. Open you sing Caracom. Leve, leve, wow. Naki you drum Caracom. Tabu ya tabu, wow. Open you sing Caracom. Leve, leve, wow. Raise your voices high and sing of your Caribbean pride. Sing it loud and strong, feel our hearts beat as one. Celebrate in song as we rise to heights where we belong. Sound the victory drum for Caracom. Hele, hele, bravo. Open your sing Caracom. Leve, leve, wow. Hele, hele, tabu ya tabu, wow. Naki your drum Caracom. Leve, leve, wow.
So welcome back, listeners. Welcome back. CARICOM Anthem. We have to keep it alive. We have to keep it alive. The aspiration that Caribbean people can collaborate closer, and by doing so, improve the quality of life of Caribbean people. I think as a people, we are ready to do that. Our leaders are just not. We haven't found a way to I don't know, guide or herd our leaders to meet our desires in so many ways. And this is also one of those ways. Tonight, though, we are talking about the different type of cooperation, a different type of collaboration. A number of artists, literary artists mostly, but they have come together, I think about a year ago. We'll get some more details from the guests. They came together and they created an organization called Dominica Arts Literary Association, DALA. And they've been collaborating and doing some work together. They've also been doing their own individual work and therefore collaborating on the promotion and circulation of that work. So tonight I have two members of DALA with me, in the persons of Miss Shirley Allen and Mr. Giftus John. I think most of you will be familiar with both of these individuals. My audience also should be familiar with Giftus. He's been on here promoting and introducing us to his work as mostly as an author. Every time he has a new book, he shares it with us, but also his art as well. Miss Shirley Allen also is a published author. We had her on when she published her book a few years ago. I think it's called Embedded in what, Shirley? Your mic is muted.
Embedded at Lovetown.
Embedded at Lovetown. You have to come back.
Somebody unmuted. Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah. You have to.
And I also have another anthology of stories from Lapland that I wrote.
All right, so you'll tell us some about that. But I was also saying that so I have to bring you back on to talk about your books as well, because my audience knows that I like to talk about politics. Although this year I've been restricting myself, but they also know that I love to talk about books and writing and arts and so on. That brings me a lot of joy, a lot of pleasure. And so tonight I'm excited to have both of you, Giftus and Allen. I am going to go the tradition and go ladies first, okay? And so I'm going to go to Shirley and ask you to introduce yourself to the audience. We pick up new listeners all the time, and they may not, and some of them are not from Dominica. A significant amount of listeners are not Dominicans. So go ahead and introduce them to you. Who are you, what you do, and all that kind of thing, your artwork, and so
on. Well, my name is Shirley Allen. I am from a little village in Dominica called Lapland, where I was very active as a community organizer, and I'm also one of the leaders in the village. I was involved in almost everything you can think about, from PTA to village council to disaster preparedness and everything in between. I migrated to the States in 1996. And I have 2 children, a boy and a girl, and 2 grandchildren. They're the loves of my life. I do a lot of different projects. I write books. I do nice custom jewelry. I also have a coffee brand that I came up with. So I am in the arts. I'm in the business, small business. I am in the writing business as well. And for those who know me very well, they know that just like Drago, I am very, 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 very involved in politics. I love politics. I told them that I was born with a P on my forehead because politics is just part of me. So that's me.
Awesome. It's great to have you on, Shirley. I look forward to learning more about you and your work and letting the audience also get a chance to get a small glimpse of your life. Giftus, as we say, you're no stranger, but we do pick up new listeners all the time. So let's take the opportunity to introduce you to the audience again.
Hello, hi. Giftus John from St. Joseph, or as we say back home, St. Joe City. A former high school teacher at SMA, former youth officer in Dominica, former cricketer with Somerset, until I came up here and started doing something I had started in Dominica. I was writing when I was back home. My first book was in 1978 while working at the SMA. And another one followed in 81. And since I came up to the US, with all the stuff available to us as writers, the ability to write and publish, I have gone ahead and published 8 more books. I'm also an oil painter. I have almost a garage full of my paintings and my photography work, which I also do. So I'm immersed in the arts, and it's a chance to give out of myself, my feelings, how I express things, how I say it. I'm not political in terms of being on the stage and saying stuff, but I sometimes use my politics through my poetry. And It's a pleasure to be back here today to talk about something different than what I have been accustomed with, but in the same line, talking about the publication by DALA.
Sure. So both of you guys going to tell me about DALA, okay? Just to keep it like a tennis match, I'll go back to Shirley. And Shirley, you know, introduce the audience to DALA. What is the concept that, from your understanding of what the purpose of DALA is?
Okay, DALA is a brainchild of Dr. Dale Dangleben. You know, he called me one day and he told me that he wanted to do something to encourage Dominican writers, you know, and artists to get together and, you know, put ourselves out there. And we got other people involved and we called a meeting and we started the Dominica Arts Literary Association, which we help each other promote our work and we collaborate with each other any way we can. Like my first book, well, both my first and second book, Dr. Dangleben helped me a lot on them. Probably, if it was not for him, I probably would not be writing books, but he really encouraged me and pushed me to do it. And this is what DALA is all about, to bring out the talent and to help people put their talent out there and help them promote and do, you know, what we can to bring our talents together and celebrate together.
Awesome. Giftus.
Yeah.
You've been an artist for a long time. You're well established. You have several books under your belt. You have poetry. You have art. Let's say art, visual art, your photography, your painting, all of those things. Somebody might say that you may not need an organization such as DALA. What do you say to that? What inspires you to be part of an organization like DALA?
Well, here is it. I may not need DALA, or DALA may not need me, but I think both of us need each other. I have been there. I have been involved in writing for all those years. I have been doing the paintings all those years, and doing it alone may not always be in my best interest. Working with other fellow Dominican writers like Dr. Gabriel Christian, Dr. Dangleben, Irving McIntyre, Shirley, all those people. It's a situation where you get to meet people who are pursuing the same thing that you are, but who can help you in understanding the way forward, or bridging some of the gaps that we have, and making it a stronger group of us out here who can portray Dominica's culture, or political aspects, or social aspects. So whatever way we find ourselves to get together. And the thing is, a lot of us love to work alone, but sometimes we don't have all the answers. And when you work together, you can build better foundations, you can build a better house, and you can put a better roof on the house. And I think that is one of the reasons I think that being a DALA is meaningful. I heard only of Dr. Dangleben before he came here because of his connection to SMA. I knew Shirley from Dominica, but I never knew her writing. But we've been able to help each other. We've been able to read each other's work and give feedback. And I think that is the important thing of it, is working together and pushing or promoting the arts, the literature of Dominica, and we all will benefit from it, one or the other.
Certainly. And there's a writer she's always on on my show every Wednesday religiously. Sharon Darville,
Yeah.
prolific and very talented writer. She said it's a pleasant surprise that we have this topic. But before, the purpose you heard tonight is about DALA, and it's about the book that DALA just released, book of poems. So before we go to that though, both of you guys have works of your own right. Okay? So I'm going to give both of you an opportunity to talk a little bit about your own work before we get into the book of poems. Giftus, I know you have a whole body of your whole slew of books, so maybe you can choose one, maybe your latest one. But also just tell the audience where they can find you and where they can find your work.
Okay, the last one that I released was a sequel sort of to an earlier publication, Ma William and a Circle of Friends. And I recently released Ma William, Story of a Family, Community. And it was more or less written because a number of people who read the first one told me that they believed I had left the book incomplete. So I decided to write another chapter, another part to it. And still people are asking for more. So somebody said you may as well make a series of it. But this has been my latest piece. And as you said, I've written 8 of them. And within 1 year, I had 3 publications. But it's just because of the love and the passion that I have for the work that I do. And most of my work, or all of my work, is available online from Amazon.com. And if you're in the UK, you can also get it Amazon.com UK. And in Dominica, my sisters, Johanna and htts, have copies available, though they're limited. And if you want to get your copy directly from me, I also have copies available. So I cover the different bases, and hopefully I don't get left out there stranded on the base. Everybody will talk one or the other.
Yeah, well, certainly. I can personally vouch for Giftus' work. I have his books. I have his books on my shelf. I have read them. If time was permitting, I'd have read them multiple times. I intend to. One of these days, I intend to slow down. And on my list of slowing down will be to take books like your books and read them. I remember when I used to sit down and read a book in 1 or 2 sittings. Life took over. But no, certainly we admire, and you're an inspiration to artists all over. Inspiration to artists all over. To just keep working at your craft. Keep working at your craft. So audience, I encourage you to look for Giftus' work. He has them online. As he said, on Amazon.com, on Amazon.uk. We'll give out his information so you can contact him directly if you want your autographed copies. And all of that in Dominica, it's available as well. Shirley, you as well are a published author. You've written 2 books so far, and you're part of this one that we're going to talk about in a minute. Introduce your work to the audience. Tell them about your first and your second work.
Storyteller. So my first book was this one, the Trilogy, the Shirley Allen Trilogy. I wrote 3 stories from Lapland. One is mango season. The things that we used to do as kids when we were growing up. The other story is Remembering Christmas in Lapland, and the other one is River Washing in Lapland. They are funny, they are detailed. I think books like that are books that we're supposed to pass on to our next generation of children, because most of them, they forgot everything about all the fun that we had as kids. And I'm glad that I documented it, so the next generations can remember it. I make sure my grandchildren read it. So all of us should have this little book on our shelves for posterity.
I agree. And
Yeah.
what are the 3 stories? The mango season?
I have Mango Season,
Uh-huh.
River Washing Day, and
River Washing
Remembering
Day.
Christmas in Lapland.
And
It's
Christmas in
funny,
Lapland.
yeah.
You know how
And it's-
important that is, Shirley?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't even know if people wash in rivers in Dominica anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a tradition on a Saturday. That was that, and even though it was hard work doing all that laundry, women used to come together, and that was their almost their relaxation time, because they tell stories, they comb each other hair, you know, they help out each other. Somebody closes
And bring your
is on the
juicy and your
stone.
Critz biscuit for your lunch.
There was a spirit of camaraderie and cooperation, and most of the women used to do it, and we as little boys used to go around and bathe in the bath while they're washing. Mango season again.
Yeah.
In the morning, go for mango, eating mango at lunchtime, eating mango, and so that is one of the things about art and artists, is that you guys find a way to record and to document life.
Yeah.
And tell our stories, because so sometimes there's not a formal way of recording our life, you know, and so we have all of these things that we study about Greek mythology and all kinds of, you know, European this and that and the other, but we don't have that kind of a formal way of recording, and this topics that you guys write fill that space. And from reading it, even if it's fiction, it does record and document. And
well, it's not fiction. It's not fiction.
It's not fiction. Okay, there
yeah.
you go.
This is real life business. I wrote
documentary.
it the same language we used to talk, the same way we
There
used
you
to
go.
do it
There
for
you go.
bullseye and all this and all that.
There you go.
It's
So
not
those
fiction.
of you, and the thing about it is that even although we have audience members who are not Dominicans, the people from the other islands identify with that kind of a lifestyle. Even in the islands that don't have as much rivers as Dominica has, they identify, whether they used to go collect water or that type of thing. Or mango season, and if it's not mango, maybe shapoti or whatever it is that is popular in the islands. And so it's so important to record that. And then Christmas season, and what Christmas, the integral role that Christmas plays in our lives. So those are 3 very, very, very
yeah, I intend to write, you know, a few more. I will continue.
You should. You definitely should.
Yeah,
and what's the other book that you have?
The other one is Embedded at Lovetown. And this one, I don't know. I happened to, my cousin had a business in California, you know, a home, you know, that you can transition into when you come from the hospital before you go back to your home, or, you know, or you die or something like that. So she needed somebody to manage it for her. So, you know, this was not my line of work per se, but I said, you know, I like challenges and I like new adventures. So I thought I should go and do it. And when I went there, and the experience that I had, you know, and the way it was making me feel, I said, you know what, I have to document that experience. I have to document it. But for the privacy of the patients, of the people who were there, I changed the names, you know, for their privacy. But that also is a true story of my experience in that facility.
It's like a hospice?
It's not a hospice. How do they call it again now? Boarding care. A boarding care.
A boarding care. Okay.
Yeah, boarding
for folks
care.
that come out of the hospital.
Yeah.
And they still need some kind of assistance.
Yes. And this was an experience. And I am so glad I documented it.
So tell me one thing about it that made it so profound and so for example?
Yeah, because it gave me a totally new perspective of life.
Mm-hmm.
It brought me into a place that I needed to be. I needed to be. Although, I took care of my grandmother and my grandfather, but it was not, it was something different. It was something different. And it made me understand the importance of building relationships, building friendships. So when you reach that age, you have somebody, who cares about you, who will call you, who will find out how you're doing, who will bring something they like for you, and stuff like that. And it was, I don't know, it affected me. Well, I wouldn't say affected me, but touched me in a lot of different ways.
Yeah, yeah, that's very deep. So you were working with folks who were in different stages of
Yeah,
helplessness and
yeah.
probably depended on you for affection
Oh
and
my God, I got so close to them that when they died, it was like my grandparents that died. I had built a very special relationship with one of them. I call him Philip in the book. And when he was dying, he held my arms. He just held me and he didn't want to let me go. He just held me, oh my God, oh my God. It was just so touching.
touching
In
and
so
deep.
many ways.
That's the type of writing that I encourage listeners to find it. Shall you tell them where they can find your work?
It's on Amazon also, but you can also get copies straight from me. If you want an autographed copy, you can get them straight from me as well.
Okay, so you can repeat your phone number or your if it's email, and Sam will put it in the chat so everyone can see.
Yeah, okay.
What's your phone number?
My phone number is 404
Mm-hmm.
939 1462.
404 939
1462.
1462. Okay. Giftus, let's do the same. What if you want people to contact
Okay,
you?
before you go to Giftus, I just wanted to read. I think it's very important to read the introduction of the book. At least it will give you an idea of what it's all about.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so in my preface I wrote, I had many times used the phrase bloom where you were planted throughout the years. I had been planted in many places under many conditions, some rough, some smooth, some sunny, some razy, and some plain gloomy. Yes, I have bloomed sometimes, and other times I have withered, even if not died. All that time, it was not because I chose to bloom or die. Whatever happened just happened. For the first time in my life, I brought the phrase bloom where you are planted to manifestation. And now I can say I understand what it means. The story I'm about to relate is not fiction, it is a true story. I have changed the name of the facility, the residents, the families, and friends to protect the identity and privacy. My experience is in this situation was not planned. This has never been my line of work, and I never ever believed that I would find myself in that line of work. I understood why some asked, is that what Shirley ended up doing? Little did they know what a blessing that it was for me. I have no I have no idea what I was signing up for up signing up for when I agreed to run the facility. I agreed because I considered it helping my cousin and experiencing something new. I am glad I did. I was planted at Lovetown by destiny. There were lessons I needed to learn and attitudes I needed to change. There were facts of life and death I needed to experience firsthand. There were new relationships to build and tender love and kindness and compassion to share with people who appreciate the kindness, the genuine, appreciative, lovely smiles I needed to see, feel, and experience and capture. It was perfectly timed too, for soon, like sand through the hourglass, I will be where these residents are currently. I am turning 63 years old, and I have no idea what it could be like for me in the next 10 to 15 years if I make it to that age. Now I know. My situation may not be exactly like everyone's else because every situation is different based on health, mental, psychological, and emotional circumstances. But the commonalities are unmistakable. Now I know what to expect and how to prepare for the inevitable. At Love Tom, I chose to bloom, to look for that ray of sunlight, to bring glamour into the unglamorous. I also chose to learn, to experience, and to share the knowledge. My hope is that by sharing this experience, we'll bring awareness concerning our sunset years, our mortality,
All right.
mortality.
So yeah, I'm coming up on a hard break, Shirley.
Mhm.
We're at the bottom of the hour. Before I
Okay.
go to the break, though, Giftus, since we're in the process of sharing contact info, just tell folks quickly how they can contact you directly. They want copies directly from you.
They
Well,
can,
they can
Oh,
always
Shirley,
match.
hold on. Let Giftus.
All
um,
the gifters.
yeah, giftusj@msn.com.
Giftusj at
AY.
msn.com. So Sam will
Yeah.
put it in there as well. And Shirley,
And
we'll have your number.
I
We'll
have
have
a,
your number up in the chat as well, so folks can see it
yeah.
also.
And
So I'm going to I have to take a quick break right now.
yeah.
Get a word from the sponsors, and when we come back, we're going to be talking about the purpose for which we're here, which is to talk about the book of poems, Embracing Our Ancestry. Folks, if you join after we started, my guest tonight on this weekend interview is Miss Shirley Allen and Mr. Giftus John, both of them published authors, and both of them members of the Dominica Arts and Literary Association. So stay tuned. Let's get a word from the sponsors, and we'll be right back.
Presented by
If you live in Canada, the US, and the UK and are looking for Dominica products including cocoa sticks, bay rum, coffee, soaps, crafts, and other popular Dominica items, then look no further. You can now shop on BuyDominicaOnline.com, a secure, easy-to-navigate website selling a wide variety of Dominica-made and Dominica-inspired products. When you shop on BuyDominicaOnline.com, you are helping to grow Dominica's economy. Go to BuyDominicaOnline.com and enjoy home away from home.
People say I've got a great smile. Well, I have to say, this is all thanks to the professional team at Beacon Dental Group right here in Dorchester, Massachusetts. I've got world-class dental care. Beacon Dental Group has expert and caring staff dedicated to providing the most advanced and satisfactory treatment in all aspects of oral health. Their services are designed to meet your needs and give you a perfect smile, too. General checkups, cosmetic surgery, Gemini laser service, and advanced procedures, all in a state-of-the-art facility. Call or visit Beacon Dental Group today, 1026 Blue Hill Avenue, Dorchester, Massachusetts, or call 617-282-2146 for a smile that lights the world.
Welcome back, listeners, and thank you so much to our sponsors, Beacon Dental Group and BuyDominicaOnline.com. Last week we featured some products from Layu Park, Nature Farms, with moringa and turmeric and ginger and guava. There you can get your products at BuyDominicaOnline.com. And so our show tonight is focused on the Dominica Arts and Literary Association. I have two members of the association here, Giftus John and Shirley Allen. They recently published a book called Embracing Our Ancestry. It's a book of poems. at the start of the show, they explained that DALA is really a collaboration among artists. All of them are artists in their own right. Most of them are published artists, but they're also up and coming ones as well. And so they have resources, maybe in terms of mentorship, in terms of guidance, in terms of advice. Just general collaboration is what I heard when both Shirley and Giftus described DALA to us. And so I'm going to go to Giftus. Giftus, the book of poems is entitled "Embracing Our Ancestry." I'm curious about the title, but also the content and how it came together. Can you give us a quick rundown on that, please?
Yeah, the title was passed around, and it was the suggestion of Dr. Dungaben, and we all seem to have liked the story behind it, and we went with it. The back cover, reading that you're looking at right now, Shirley wrote a bit of description of the whole thing. And Shirley, would you like to read what you wrote?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an anthology of poetry. This anthology of poetry is a labor of love dedicated to the ancestors of our island. The pieces are profound, passionate, and powerful. The various genres and styles, which cover a wide range of subjects, make it appealing to the poetry aficionado, or any soul longing to be refreshed. It is poetry that speaks to the soul and captures the mind. This is a compilation in honor of our ancestors in the spirit of collaboration. DALA proudly presents Embracing Our Ancestry.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
So this was basically putting our art together and trying to remember exactly where we came from and who laid the groundwork for us to be where we are today.
Okay, so Shirley, who wrote what's in the book?
Okay, we have quite a few contributors. Dr. Dungaben, Giftus John, Shirley Allen, Matilda Popo, Sylvie Humphreys, Alex Barney, Sharon Dorival, Annette Phillip, Owen Vidal, Gwyneth Whitford, Nestor Garraway, Tana, Tarina Valmond, Sijalyn Michelle, and those are contributors to our poetry contribution. As we Giftus said, we had a poetry contribution, a poetry contest last year, and the following I'm going to read. There were contestants in the poetry competition: Tanya Tarina Valmond, Sergeline Michelle, Natalia Lando, Henrika Smith, Joss Mack, Kathleen Antoine, Irene Dennis, Chanel Basil, and Ilanette Jolly.
So there's quite a bit of collaboration on this poem, because it's almost as if you call at least 20 names in there.
Yeah, there are 20 names.
Yeah.
Participants.
That is quite a collaboration, and I also like the fact that so the contestants in the poetry contribution competition, their work is in the book. Well, that is awesome. So basically, you guys gave them the opportunity to publish their work, something that a lot of us don't get the opportunity to. So the aspect of mentorship, I guess, of DALA being a mentor, a guide for young artists, is also quite evident in there. So I don't know if I'm putting you guys on the spot, but is there any particular one poem that you guys may want to share?
Go ahead. I read the lady. Go ahead.
Shirley?
Yeah, go ahead, Giftus.
No,
I've
but
been talking all night.
All right, I'll just pick up anyone.
Mhm.
Oh,
If you,
you know, guess what I picked? I opened my book and I got one by Dr. Danglepen,
okay.
Ancestral Echoes. I guess we're talking about ancestry here. I sit in the shadow of dusk, gazing at the horizon, admiring the sunset as it kisses the edge of the waters of the Caribbean Sea. The calmness of the waters bringing peace within me. The slow beating of the waves to shore as day turns to night. I hear the whispers again. Why I come here to listen to them, caught in between worlds, watching over us, trying to give us a message. Revenge is not in the sword. It leaves you broken, oozing with frustrations of dissatisfaction. Instead, let it be an enlightened mind, because to win is empowerment. Never forget, truth will be the victory. So those after us will hear it. Speak of it forcefully, never again to echo their lies, while we celebrate those who destroyed you. I say it again, never again. So be at peace, calm the noise. We will write your names in the wind of time, so your story will be told and whispered from every corner, every tree. Even the birds shall sing of your heroism. No more battles for you, my ancestors. So be at peace and calm the spirits, for we will fight that good fight, always for you.
Right. Profound
Profound.
and deep. You said that one was by Dr. Dale Danglepen.
Danglepen.
Shirley, do you have a favorite or not necessarily a favorite one you want to read?
Okay, well, I'm going to read one of mine.
Why not, right?
Yeah. Hold on. I just have it. Sorry, I had it on. Sorry about that. I think this one is. Oh, I just. Okay. Shucks. What happened?
So, Giftus, are you guys, why Shirley is looking for the one she wants to read? You guys planning to have the poetry competition again for the schools?
I think we want to, our plan is to make it something annual.
Annual. Okay.
Expose the young writers down there to not just competition, but to keep writing.
Right. What time of year do you guys normally have it?
We had it just at the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Early enough to give us enough time to judge them, get the list on the ground, enough time to submit it, and then to get stuff before school closes in June.
Okay.
So we're hoping that we can do it again.
You do it again. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a good avenue for the young writers down there to see their work published and to let other people know what they can do.
Certainly. Shirley, are you ready?
Yes. Well, this one is about self-reflection. And it is entitled Mirror, My Friend, My Truth, My Validator. Me. Mirror, it's me again. Give me an update of what you reflect from our last rendezvous. Do you still recognize me? I am looking at you, looking at me. I'm older than the last time, but I'm still me. A wiser, gentler version of me. The flower that blossomed from the bud, the butterfly that evolved from the caterpillar, the plant that refused to die, the sun that shines even it is wintertime. It's me, or so I think. Go deep inside me. Show me where if I'm wrong. I trust your honesty. I believe in you just as you believe in me. Reveal my mind, my soul, my heart. Show me my shortcomings, my flaws, my imperfections. Reveal me, the true, authentic me. What truth do you have for me today? Never mind who thinks I'm crazy. to seek my truth from you, to make you the window to my soul. I am you, you are me. Through you, I see me. I see soul. Through you, I see me. I see my heart, my beauty. Even if no one else sees it or acknowledges it, the beholder of my beauty is me, imperfect, perfect me. Maybe it is so unique, so rare, so bold, so daring, so bright, so free that few can see it. They refuse to see it. What does it matter though? I see it through you, and you are me. Through you, I see my beautiful growing, thinning natural hair. I smile because it reminds me of my grandma and her grandma and her grandma's grandma. Grandma, I see me. I see strong, resilient, beautiful, kind, loving, compassionate, intelligent, cheerful women. I see I see mingled with daring, bold, badass, rebel me. I see the perfect, imperfect me. I hear people interrupting, screaming, shouting, telling me that what you show me is not me. But what do they think of me is me? Even if they don't know me, I refuse to allow their noise to interfere, to interrupt our rendezvous. They do not matter. It's only between you and me. You have never failed me. You have seen through my difficult times. You have sustained me. Nobody knows how much you have done for me. There were times when I wanted to die, but you said, no, that would not be me. You must leave. You must serve your purpose. You taught me how to harvest the strength in me, to love me, to trust me, to believe in me, to see the purpose in me. Without you, there would be no me. I love you. I am you, and you are me.
Great. Yeah, and the way you linked it back into your ancestry is beautiful. Uh, how does someone get in touch with DALA? How does someone become involved with DALA and become a member of DALA? Giftus, can you talk about that?
Yeah, we can get in touch with any of the members, and we have.
Well, you only know two right now. You or Shirley, and well, they'll
Yeah, well, I'm
know
going to
then.
say who they are. We have Dr. Thompson Fontaine, Gabriel Christian.
Okay.
We have Sylvie Matthew. We have Shirley, as I said, Dr. Dangleben, Sharon Doriver,
Matilda.
Matilda Popo. So these are the people you could reach out to, and just drop us a line, and if you're interested in, because what we are basically doing is trying to promote the literary activities, the literary work, and advancement of our Dominican writers. Not only those who are based here, but wherever you are and you want to be a member of DALA, because with the internet now, we can meet wherever we are. And you can be involved, you can be part of what's going on, because I work this with everybody being where they are, and we still got all the work published. So it's a different world, and it's a time for us to really, get together and publish the work that Dominica has. When you pick up books from other islands, and you realize that so many authors from the other islands around Dominica have been published and are in the know, we ask ourselves, why don't we, or why can't we? So I think this is a chance for us to do that, and I believe we have the people who can lead us to do that.
Well, certainly, and and if you missed all that, you can just tune into This Week in Interview. Put a comment in the chat. Sharon Daliber is there every Wednesday. She will guide you to DALA. That's just my way of saying, Sharon, I appreciate you being on every Wednesday. So, folks, where can we get copies of this wonderful book of poems? Shirley?
Yeah, it's also on Amazon.
It's on Amazon. So just search for Embracing Our Ancestry by DALA.
Yeah, and some of us have it for sale also. Giftus, you have some, right?
Yes, I do, and some of the members will be having copies. And if you want a copy in Dominica right now, get in touch with Matilda Popo. She is going to be our point person down in Dominica.
Okay, and Sharon just put the link for the Amazon link in the chat, so you can pick it up there as well. Folks, it is wonderful to see such collaboration. it's wonderful to see collaboration instead of competition.
Mhm.
That we're all working to get the attention of the same audience, the same market, but more importantly, we're all working to promote our homeland and to promote the consciousness, and particularly those of us who have children and grandchildren who may not necessarily get the opportunity to physically touch foot in Dominica as we would like, or to touch base with people, you know, who are steeped in our culture. And so works like this fill that gap extremely well. Matilda Popo said, I am listening with great interest. Great job, Shirley, and Giftus just came in due to interest issue. Though definitely you guys did a very good job of representing DALA. I encourage everyone to get the book. I encourage everyone to keep track of what DALA is doing. I really admire the collaboration, and so you guys have DALA has an open invitation to come back on the speaking interview at any time. As you organize the poetry competition for the school kid, that is something I would be extremely interested in promoting. And if you guys are poetry reading, where they read their poems, whatever it is that you guys do, and you need an outlet, this speaking interview, TDN Radio is definitely available for that. So I'm going to ask you to give closing remarks, because we have like maybe 3 minutes left in the hour. Giftus, you first.
Thanks for the opportunity and for accepting to host us. And before I say anything else, let me just say that the introduction was written by none other than Sharon.
Okay.
And the foreword was written by Alex Bruno.
Okay.
So very involved. We cast a wide net, and I'm looking forward to more things happening, more of this same and varied works from the various members of DALA, and hopefully we can create that bridge between local writers who are based in Dominica and those who are up in North America, and promote Dominica's literature, because our literature is as good as that of other nations. So we shouldn't be too ashamed of what we write.
Certainly, we shouldn't cover it under a bushel, so to speak, right? Shirley, your closing remark.
Yeah, well, thanks again for inviting me. As you said, this is my second time on your program, and I really enjoy being there. As for DALA, I think DALA is destined. DALA has the potential to do great things, and the mission is a noble one. It can bring out, I mean, I think there's a writer in everybody, but you just have to, they have the talent, but they don't have the know-how and they don't have the motivation. And DALA can always serve as a mentor, as a motivator to help people to get themselves out there and be published. And by the way, this is from Shirley's Jewelry.
I intended to ask you about that when you said you do jewelry. I said you're wearing your jewelry. And so folks can contact you for that. Sam, I don't know if you can put up the contact information for Shirley and Giftus.
She's going to pay you for advertising, right?
Yeah. No, certainly. When she said she did cost jewelry, I intended to ask, and then we got carried away with all the writing and stuff. The only thing I want to mention, have you guys talk about quickly, either one of you, is that DALA is art and literary. So I wanted to point that out, that although tonight our main focus was on the literary part of it, DALA does include in its scope something for the other arts as well, right?
Yeah, whenever we have events, we try to promote as much as we can. So, well, we've spent more of our formative months doing the written word.
Right.
But that doesn't prevent us from, because the number of us in the group who do paintings and other stuff, you know what I mean? So, and the creativity like Shirley does. So it's just a matter of getting us firmly grounded, and then we can give everyone the confidence and the freedom to promote and to hone the skills that they have on their own art form.
Yeah, certainly. And I mean, the reason why I brought it up is because, I mean, we focus on literary tonight, but if there's a young artist, whatever type of art, whether performing, visual, whatever, if you reach out to members of DALA, they should be able to help you, put your craft together, guide you towards getting it out there, developing it, resources, and so on. So, that's what I wanted to do.
I must say that we are still open for any writer who wants to be part of our group. We have not closed it up to anybody.
Right.
If you have an interest in writing, or you want to contribute to Dominica's literary growth, just get in touch with one of us, and that shouldn't be a problem.
Anthony, we are planning a big event. We are still in, the early stage. So we'll let you know when we get closer.
Definitely. Yeah. The same way Giftus reach out, you can reach out, Dr. Dangaben, whoever. It's open. It's an open invitation. Just let me know. I'll fit you in, and we'll introduce it and encourage the audience to support. I see you mentioned Matilda Popo, and she's listening from Dominica. Ernest later. Those are the folks who I can only see those who comment. But as I said, I want everyone to share the link. Let's try to see if we can double our audience by the end of the year. That would be tremendous. If we could take it from, say, 5 as a low, 5,000 as a low, to 10,000 as a low. If everybody shares with 5 people in your circle, share it regularly. One day they will make the time to listen, and they too will become a regular listener. I think anybody who hears this weekend interview wants to come back. And so let's share the link. And I want to say thank you so much to Giftus and Shirley for taking the time to be with us. I want to thank you and DALA for the work that you do in recording our life, and in sharing it and putting it in a way where we can digest it and be proud of it. So thank you for that, and convey our thanks to the other members of DALA. And I wish the organization all the best, and the individuals in the organization all the best as well. And folks, please check them out. The organization is DALA, D-A-L-A, Dominica Arts and Literary Association. Their first published work as a group is the anthology of poetry that we presented tonight, entitled Embracing Our Ancestry. A very deep, very, very poignant topic, really encouraging us to look back at how we got to where we are, so that we can appreciate where we are and protect it with a little more passion, and protect what had won. Our ancestors, they actually bled real blood to get us what we have. If you were from the Caribbean, they were brutalized and enslaved on an island, and they managed to take over that island and hand it to us as our heritage, as our inheritance. And so it behooves us to protect it. It behooves us to defend it against those who want to squander it away. And of course, we owe it to them, because they paid a heavy price for winning it and being able to pass it on to us. So once again, I congratulate DALA on a very profound title, their first published work. And I wish you guys all the best. Listeners, I wish that you have a good week. Those of you who are facing special circumstances, I wish you strength. Again, I will mention our family member, TDN family member, Novelist, wishing your dad speedy recovery. That's it, listeners. We'll do this again next week, Wednesday. Have a great week. Those of you who are in the U.S., almost everywhere in the U.S. right now, it's undergoing a heat wave. We can take that in stride. Let's see you back here next week, Wednesday. I have a very, very special program on tap for next week, Wednesday. I have another type of art, a musician coming on, and hopefully we can do some live in-studio performance by that musician. Very interesting story, very interesting background. So you don't want to miss that. Let's do this weekend interview again next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. In the meantime, stay safe and God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good night, Shirley.
Good night, Giftus.